G'day guys, welcome on in. And today's a really special day, like all the days, but today in particular, we're starting a project. Now, I was going to start this one in private, but I thought, you know what, let's bring everyone along for the journey. I've got a massive canvas here. It's 30 inches by 40 inches. It's actually the exact same size, excuse the little sway there, the exact same size as the valley I call home. And what it is it's going to be turned into a skyline of Hong Kong. Not just any skyline, but, or not your typical skyline, but it's actually boats very close to the center of Hong Kong. And you wouldn't guess it. You wouldn't guess it could be boats in such a place unless you'd actually been to Hong Kong, but they're there. It's gorgeous, and I'm going to show you a quick example. Hey John, welcome on in. A quick little viewpoint of what the image looks like. You ready? That's our work here. Now this, I'm calling it tongue-in-cheek skyline, but actually these are these boats right here in the center of Hong Kong, looking absolutely gorgeous. Reflections down here, beautiful silhouettes of boats, but when you come closer, so much detail. And then a big sky, and that there, you know what that is, that's a sun. So, in love. To cook off with though, same as always, we have our plates and we have our ivory black. Right, first colours first, ivory black, jet black. Okay, into the bag. Now, I thought I was going to kick off with a big meaty brush to start with. I think that's the right move, and then everywhere it starts to keel off and can't quite reach the detail, we'll chip in with our smaller one. And I think I'm not even going to mix in any binder gel with this, just straight pigment. I just want the black to really define those shadows at the very start. But the big thing here is, will I start with a color image or a black and white one? Honestly, it's black. Black and white feels appropriate. And what I love about this one is because the sky is a massive area, which is going to take up most of our time. I know it's hard to believe looking at that, but the sky is going to take up an excessive amount of time because it's such a wide, vast area of negative space. And what we're going to do with it is actually to create that gentle, slow gradient. It's going to take a lot of smaller paint strokes coming together in a giant overall outcome of showing off a gradient in the sky. We're not just going to cheat and break the rules of my art style just to do a sky. We're going to actually create it with a multitude of tiny little strokes, playing around with color, playing around with texture, getting this giant gradient of a sky. From a distance, it won't make any difference, but when you're up close, the personality and depth, it's going to be good. All right, picture goes up. There we go. Now, first things first, we spot the big shapes, and then after the big shapes, we spot the little shapes. It's pretty simple. Don't know if I can get much more simple than that. Right, you ready to start? Big brush off the bat. Now this one's a hog bristle brush. It's pretty basic and it's pretty rough. And this stops me from getting too excited about detail. At the start, it's not about detail. It's about creating some energy on the canvas. Hey Seb, sending love from Slovenia. Hope you have a creative day. I hope so too. We're starting a new work, so let's hope that it leans into some creativity. Here we go. Make sure everything's perfect. You're on the cusp of starting. This just needs one more little bit. Just under there like that. Perfect. You ready to start with me? I'm ready to start. Let's go. That's where I want it. Just like that. We need a lot more black. Gonna need a lot more black. Use darker shapes. They're how these boats start to actually come into existence. Big, dark, powerful shapes. Big, dark, powerful shapes. There we go. Voila. Beautiful black colour. Beautiful black. Let's get that through there. Now at the start too, there's a temptation to do little chipping brush strokes. We have to avoid that and allow big, bold brush strokes to actually rule the canvas, especially in the entre moments. If you confine it with your early brush strokes, the painting will always carry that kind of confined feeling. And we want it to release. We want it to be open, powerful, strong. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let me just get this. Perfecto. Sneak around the side here. Bear with me, team. Hold your ground. Hold your ground while I sway everything to bits. You're gonna be all right. Just need to bear with me for one moment. There we go. Perfect. One. Get you guys back into position. Two. Beautiful. How are we doing there? That's exactly where I want you. Just there. There we go. Perfect. That's all perfect. Perfect. Alright. That should all be tickety-boo there now. Okay. Distraction finished. Ooh. Get back on the painting, team. Don't get lost in the woodworks there. There we go. Lovely. Take that back up. Where were we? Blacks. Yep. Where were we? Blacks. Bit bold strokes to start with. So this is a place where Ross, he's the collector who this painting's going to belong to. He walks to this place with his dogs many days. And when he comes here, the dogs love to play in the water. So one thing we're going to do in the water here is add the silhouettes of the dogs playing. So then the result here is it's a place that's extremely special to Ross. But for us, we see the sign of Hong Kong here. We see the beautiful sun, we see the beautiful gradient in the sky, we see the beautiful boats and the reflections of the water, and then there's a subtle Easter egg that connects this painting to a place which is so precious for Ross. There we go. There we go. I also love the painting of Hong Kong, going to Hong Kong. It's really special. A lot of the time these paintings are to remember a place. Maybe it's a place where a person's been, where they'd love to go. And to do one, a place that people call home, just like the valley I call home. Always precious. Use this to get the main coverage in here. And then we're going to come on back with that smaller brush, just like we talked about. There we go, right around the edges. Beautiful. We're going to cut the sides here. There we go. Right up to there. Right. Okay, big brush. You have served your purpose well. Well, time for you to go into the small, more dexterous brush. Let's get started there. Look across there. Hello, Ryan. Ryan, welcome on in. Great to have you here. You've got a lovely little group of people. That's fantastic. Experienced an immediate and huge improvement in the Wi-Fi. For some reason it was connected to a different Wi-Fi. You should be on a good one now. Hello to Florida. Merry Christmas. And things are going very, very well with the new baby. Thanks for asking. All my life. There we go. So we just need to get all these first fundamental bits of detail. We can always come back and cut in, change, re-alter things later, but we need to get every little bit, all the things that make this picture through black defined. And then we let the color explode. That's the plan. Well, you look like an actor I watched on I Forgot. Michael Scott from The Office. I'll just start throwing people out there. Was it Phoebe from Friends? Was it... There's a couple more people I can think of. Was it Jim Carrey from Yes Man? Was it Lionel Richie from a music video? I'm running out of suggestions. Am I getting closer? At least give me a warmer or a colder to let me know if I'm actually bridging the gap there or not. Right, here we go. Get this water to appear here. Beautiful water. Jeepers creepers. I don't know what happened here. I was saying to Ross, I don't know whether it's whether you've got exceptionally lucky or you've just got exceptional photo skills, but it was funny. He showed me about 18 photos and they're all fantastic. And I'm left thinking, I thought he's clearly to some degree an undiscovered artist with a camera. I mean, because you'd say, oh, it's just a phone camera. Actually, there's a lot that goes into it, compositionally, getting the right lighting and things. And if you don't notice that it's a good photo and you just say, oh, well, it's not me, but you've done it on a lot of occasions, maybe you're just subconsciously really good at this stuff and you're not fully aware of it, which means you are the real talent. So I kind of feel like if Ross was ever after a late game career change, photography is something that would be open for him. I can't imagine it's the easiest career, but just like painting, the level of satisfaction, I can only imagine you just glow. You just glow. Who else is here? Is it your hobby or your job? Is it my hobby or my job? You've given me an and there. Can it be both? Because honestly, the moment your painting becomes a job instead of a hobby, it loses some of the flair. You've got to make sure that if you're a full-time painter, you keep passion for what you're doing. Otherwise, that passion won't go through into the art. And if it doesn't go through into the art, collectors aren't buying artwork, they're buying craft off you. You have to instill some reality, some real emotion, some passion into it. And that can't be done by finding a skill and then replicating it. You have to actually, you have to find a way to instill, embody, augment, whatever word, choose one of the above into your art. So yes, this is what I do for money, it is, But guys, I say guys, this, be careful. When you say do it for money, that can ruin your art form. It's a fine line to walk, because suddenly, and like we say, you shouldn't ever make art to make money. You should always make money to make art. Now, you need to be making money to make art, but practically you make art that makes you money. And so it's paradoxical, but you have to make sure you're actually on the latter, that you're understanding that the whole purpose is to make art. And if the best way to do that is to get a 9-to-5 job and make art, that's exactly what you should do. And yeah, so I think a lot of people get confused and think, no, I want to be an artist, and artists get paid to be artists. Untrue. Disastrously untrue. Monet, Van Gogh, the two best of all times. Two great examples, bang, off the cuff, mwah, refuted. Do what's right for you. It just doesn't feel authentic though when you say, you know, maybe you've got a job on the side, maybe you're a plumber, maybe you work with a taxi, maybe you are a waitress, waiter, whatever it might be. The one wild card with it is, I guess it feels weird to say you're an artist. You feel more confident saying, oh, I dabble in art, I do a little bit, just to kind of protect yourself. I think it's actually, it's this fear of judgment. And it should be something of pride if you actually stand up in front of people and say, I sing, I dance, I make art. Like, these should be attractive features. Regardless of how you dance, sing, or make art, the fact that you pursue them and want to identify with the pursuit of them should 100% be a courageous thing about you. And for some reason, we've somehow managed to, in 2025, make it an embarrassing trait that you'd somehow want to hide and not add to your Tinder profile. Is it possible to rely solely on being an artist to be financially stable? That's a good question. It's a great question. Is it possible to rely solely on being a plumber and be financially stable? Is it, like, liken it to all the things? There's a way to make anything possible. Now, with art, there is this stigma, and a lot of professional artists face this, where they think about their craft, and if they make money from selling merch, or if they make money from selling painting courses, they feel like less of an artist, because weirdly enough, we feel like the greatest artists would sell original pieces, original work, and that's how you'd be a great artist. And it's not true, guys. You need to shake that. You can make original artwork, great artwork, life-changing artwork, amazing stuff for yourself, but your financial stability can come from courses, paint and sips, tutoring, prints, merchandise. It doesn't need to come from the actual original artwork. In fact, if your original artwork isn't tethered to your financial stability, you may find yourself more freer. But realize that actually a lot of great artists battle with that. They battle with the insecurity that actually, although they call themselves an artist, financially they don't make money from art. This is all just a societal thing, guys. Let's all just get past that together. And part of it is realizing that actually, if you want to make art for the many people, or if you want to make artwork that's special and niche, maybe you can't find the people to buy it. Maybe that's challenging. That doesn't mean you shouldn't make it. What that means is you actually need to find other little clever ways, just like we've talked about. With galleries, like I see some galleries these days doing coffees and things like that. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and we can pontificate, but I can't scream out that I know the answers. One thing that Maria and Drew are surf artists, and she's written an amazing book on being successful with art. One thing that Maria Brophy says is that she can't outline exact rules in the book because for every person it's wildly different. Drew would make a lot of money from deals, commercial deals where they would license his work to go on boogie boards and things like that. This artist is never showing up on a boogie board. We're completely different. That's okay. The point here is you need to figure out where the best way to actually look after you is, while also making sure you're so true to your art form, because the moment you choke your art form and become like what you think other people want you to be, there's no longer an artist there, there's smoke and mirrors, and the true art form's gone. Don't you dare do that to yourself, because even if you feel like it might work, it's not worth it for the cost of your soul. You started the journey of being an artist because you felt like you had a soul and you wanted to express it. And then all of a sudden, you'd allow that to be choked and you'd sacrifice it just so you could, you'd lose yourself on the way. Don't lose yourself on the way. You went on that journey to find yourself. I think coming back to the reason why you started and leading with intention is the only way to be an artist, the most fundamental way of doing it. Hey there, how you doing? That's good. Yeah, agree. It does go a long way. It does go a long way. But there was actually a very, very good friend in Mexico that said to me, I said, give me some advice. He's like, I don't have any advice, I'm not an artist. I said, no, just tell me something. I know, I want to hear your opinion on the stuff. And he said, look, there's one thing I've learned in life, it's to lead with intention and constantly check yourself. What are my intentions and am I leading with that? And do that every single time, over and over and over and over. Because the moment you're not leading with your intentions, you're gonna get lost in the noise. And it's too risky. It's too risky to get lost in noise. There's too much art to make and there's not enough time. There we go. Gorgeous. There's a little blip. There. Blip. Down. Blip. There we go. And that's the boat there. This is the boat here. So you get that across there. Beautiful. This is sneak through. Did I give enough of a lecture there, guys, or did I go too far? We're still on the black party. Let's keep going. Here we go. So at this stage, you might start seeing some dark shapes with the reflections starting to appear in the water, skittering outwards. We'll see how we go. Yeah, Ryan's like, nah, give me more of that. Love the intensity. You've been here so long though, Ryan, you're desensitized to it. You gotta think of the people, you gotta think of the people who've just come into the room and how we're making them feel. Haha, okay. I've been here for, yeah. At this point, Ryan, you can kind of like, you'll hear me start cracking into a yarn about ultramarine blue or Kung Fu Panda or a lot of different things, and you'll immediately be like, I know where this is going. I can pause this now, go grab a coffee and some cornflakes. He talks about this for about 3 minutes. There's this big climactic conclusion that he comes to, which is love colours, cool. I know where it's going, basically. I know what's happening here. There we go. Right, let's get a bit more. These ladders here. Beautiful. You're right around the edges, doing our homework. Just like that, beautiful, absolutely stunning. This boat here is kind of under represented the stage, so let's just get a bit more in here. Start noticing this boat. With my hands above my head. Ooh, oh dear. There we go. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Perfect. And Smith 45. Jay, you've changed your name. How wild of you. I love it. And RJ, welcome on in. How's the weather? Look, honestly, it's looking like it might cave on us, but I think we'll be okay. And Dragonflyzilla, welcome on in, along with Michael. Good to have you here, Dragonfly. You and your lovely compliments can hang around any time at all. The plan is to keep smiling. The moment we can't infuse joy and happiness into the paintings, that'll be the time when it's time to actually sadly stop painting. But that day has not come yet. Not even close. Just like that. Now I want a bit of blue. Beautiful. You can still call me Jay. I like that. So that way, anyone who's new here is like, who's Jay? But everyone who's old school is like, we know Jay. It's clever, it's niche. Jay is giving us a exercise in branding. Okay, that's a great sign, guys. We can imagine by John Lennon sucking our head, that means we are on the right track. I got blocked by a German guy. Look, that happens. That happens. But at the same time, reflect inwards for a moment. Discover whether it was you, or if you feel like maybe he played a role and you're perfect. Regardless, the result you come to, strive to be a better version of yourself, even if you're right, and good luck on that journey. How cold is it here? It's kind of like, what is it? It's after the heat of the day's sun, that's for sure. Boat comes down further than I'm giving it credit for. There we go, beautiful. That's going to come the whole way out to the edges. Look, see here. Yeah, it's coming together. That's coming together. Exactly like we need it to. Full. Is this going to have other colours added to it? It's funny you ask that. No, I think we're done. I reckon that's perfect. We're just gonna stop there, and I think I'll meditate for about 30 minutes. Oh, we'll add another colour. Go on then. Just one more. No, we're going to add an army of colours. Absolute army. So a lot of these colours will be deep and dark to start with, And then there's going to be a huge amount. I'll show you the actual picture we're working to. Huge amount of the warmer tones. So the actual picture at the end of it will focus more around those sunset tones reflecting in the water. There will be some blacks, but honestly, most of the colour palette is going to lean into those warmer sunset hues. And then those blacks, even then, they're going to turn more into blues and deep purples and things. These boats are not going to be just boring black. They're not in the picture either. Actually, the printer, that printer's done a poor job, but it's just a reference picture. It's actually, there's a whole bunch, a colour scheme of these kind of beautiful deeper blues, and even on that skyline there, even in this image you can see it, just highlighted in blue across that line. So we've established it with black, but that doesn't mean we're living in that space. We're going to move away from it. There's many layers to do here. And yes, pink, there will be a wee bit of pink. I guarantee it. Your voice is out of sync with your mouth. Yeah, it's a condition I've had for the last 3 or 4 years actually. Basically the same time I became a live streamer, I had this issue where my mouth and audio was out of sync. It's they call it bad streaming quality syndrome, and a couple of streamers over the age of 30 suffer from it. And you know, I'm not asking for anything, just, you know, a little bit of sympathy. I aspire to be like you. You're so free. Thank you. Look, it depends on the picture. Next thing you know, audio out of sync syndrome is literally in it's in books. They're teaching it at Harvard, and it's just like 5-second snippets from my videos that are like blatantly and badly out of sync. Teal blue? No, this is a I don't think they call it teal, this one. Bright aqua green, but I mean, it's kind of a teal. It's kind of too baby blue to be teal, but I'm just using it right now, just all over the show, cutting in a few areas. And look, we're just trying to spot the shapes. We're not getting wildly excited about creating the whole image today, just enjoying all these little subtle moments, these subtle shapes that make this image, and capturing them one after the next. And this painting is paint is going to flatten out a little bit too, so it's going to keep the brush strokes but go a bit flatter, so I can keep adding texture. That's the plan. positive and negative space. Yes, indeed. And you did a hummingbird on Sunday, Janice. There you go, out there painting. Good on you. And it's so peaceful here. Look, we're incredibly lucky, guys. This is unbelievable because I actually sit up in the middle of a football field, and there was no guarantee that this wouldn't be a day they came out here and played some sports. We risked it all, and if they did, there would have been a weird dude in a polo painting in the middle of their game, and I can't imagine they would have taken too kindly to that. I would have been apologising and trying to pack up, and it would have been really awkward. You guys would have seen the entire thing, but instead, no one came. We've had this whole field to ourselves the entire time, and that's incredibly lucky, so good luck to us. Hello Seb, Waylon, do you teach too? Ooh, hello Seb, how you doing? Waylon, I'm doing great. And then Broadway Steve, welcome in from Broadway Steve. Do I teach too? I have dabbled occasionally, but honestly, I find that sharing the process with you guys and making original work, it keeps me fresh, it keeps me hyped up, and typically private one-on-one sessions are too expensive. So typically we do some class stuff, but I find honestly the best way to teach, because you know that I get hung up on making sure you have fun, it's wine and sip nights and things like this, because actually you get a chance to feel a bit of what art should feel like. Sometimes when you go to a class, it can feel lethargic and you can walk away feeling like you gained some skills, but feeling no motivation to continue. You need to be instilled with passion. Skills are easy, guys. You can get skills from time. That's all you need. That's all talent is, just time. Just spend time doing it, and you can get the skills to do eyes and water and sunsets and whatever. That stuff's no trouble. What's hard is giving you the passion and making you have fun while you do it. If you don't have passion for what you do and you don't feel joy while you do it, nah, you'll never be an artist, because every time you make a piece of artwork, it'll break you a little bit, and it can't do that. It has to build you. And so you've got to figure out a way to make sure every time you make art, it builds who you are, not breaks you. And that will mean that you're in the right position to actually have a long-term trajectory as an artist. You have to make sure that's the case. Skills, don't worry about the skills. Please don't worry about those. A 20-minute YouTube video will teach you how to do nice eyes. It's really not a big deal. The painting looks amazing, and that view of the field is beautiful. Thanks, Nathan. Delight to have you here. And yeah, I see what the other guy is doing. Yeah. Wait, the other guy? Yeah, I see what the other guy doing. No, you've lost me. I'm gone. I'm trying to follow. But I can't. You can see what the other guy does in an art class, but guys, painting is not a craft. There's craft elements in it, but if you copy or if you duplicate your own work, which is the most common, once you find something that everyone says, I love that, you think, I'll do it again and again to make everyone happy. Dangerous. There's a man behind me. Once you start replicating your own stuff, you're into a very, very dangerous zone. Because art done repetitively is a craft. You lose that flair, that emotion, that expression, that raw element that actually attracted people to the art in the first place. Can't lose that. Dangerous thing to lose. Wow. Oh no. I really like this painting. He's gone now. There was a dude standing behind me. That's terrifying. Completely missed it. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Not directly. Oh, okay. Cool. Jeepers, give me the heebie-jeebies there, Smith. Jay. Guy standing behind me. Janice, that's cool. It's one of those pictures that even in the early stages, because of the level of contrast, it will just pop. But we've got to make sure that we actually stay true to what we see and uphold that huge amount of negative space. Spread it out beautifully. That's the plan. That is the plan. I've got big hopes. I've got big hopes. Okay, a few little touch points of red, and then we'll let this part of it dry for the day. Let's bring this down just so I can see a few little red patches. Stay there for me. Don't be rude. Just a little bit. Here. That way, and then just up in the sky, right about here between these two is a first touch point of that. That's that sun peeking out there from the top. Just like that. Just enough to get the early stages ingrained so we can come on back and keep playing. We've got so much more to do, so much more to capture on this piece. But in terms of energy, bounce in the work, I can see it. I think we've gone on to the right, I think we've approached it with the right energy. I think it shows, and that's important. It's the precision. Well, Pink, I have this feeling that I know exactly where the brush strokes want to go, and I feel like they land them exactly where I want to put them, so purposefully every time, and I'm so happy. You can hear me sometimes moaning the words perfect when it hits, and some people don't feel I'm that accurate, but look, I'm telling you, it feels that way. Long time no see. Hello, Hector. Welcome on in. And Janice, everyone, when it comes to art, can say art's feelings, and you can feel exactly as much as I do. So I think the actual thing everyone's looking for is their medium, or a way to use their current medium that actually lets them release their inner artist. But there's no more artist in one person than the next. We're all just trying to find the medium to release ourselves as best we can, because inherently all of us, I believe, are trying to connect. But and some of us miss that opportunity, which breaks my heart. But if you're the kind of person who finds a way to connect with other human beings in a meaningful way through a medium of any kind, music, dance, literacy, art, whatever, I feel that's the key to happiness. I feel that's the trick. I feel that's the solution. I feel like that's the answer. And you can experience that through a bunch of ways. Love, like some form of human expression, parenthood, like all of these things, they kind of embody the same thing, just this innate desire of the human experience to connect. That's what I think. So my point there, I reckon if someone's great, we're all as great as each other. And if someone seems to be a little bit more great, they've probably just found a medium that you're still looking for, and that's okay. Right, magenta. I agree. I'll have to go, but I'll never give up on the work. Haha, good day, cheers everyone. Oh, well, thanks for joining in. Here for a good time, not a long time. Love that, but you're actually not going to miss out on much because I am moments away from getting in the pocket too. There we go. I'm going to get that and go. We're going to put the brush under the leg. Perfect. All right. I'm super happy. I think we hit it in all the right spots. I reckon the sky's rife for a giant amount of gradient. We can play with that tomorrow. I think the boats are showing up in here. I think this is everything I wanted from a start. I'm glad we got the field to ourselves. Guys, it's all beer and Skittles. It's a great day. Look, just a brief one today. I see some clouds circling, and we'll get back to the camper before it actually comes on down with some rain. But I know, Pink, I know. I want to use some of these colours, these low-key ones, the magentas and like this is prism violet, like a dioxide purple and royal purples and things in the underlying layers, so then when we come in with the reds later, they're a fresh pop and they add into the picture rather than actually getting quelled at the start and then reintroducing them. I want them to actually have that final say in the image to make that sunset really come into fruition. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Look after yourselves, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for joining in.